People across the UK and the world are reacting to the death of Queen Elizabeth II. While a carefully planned timetable of official events will unfold separately, the Queen's death will have a major impact on daily life in the UK. The government has said a period of national mourning will last until the end of the day of the Queen's state funeral. Many details are to be confirmed, but here is what to expect. Will there be a bank holiday? The funeral is expected to be held at Westminster Abbey in about 10 or 11 days' time, with the date to be confirmed by Buckingham Palace. It is likely to be declared a bank holiday, but this will be confirmed by the palace and government. If a bank holiday is declared, schools will be closed. It is not yet clear if they will close at all before then. The Department for Education and devolved administrations are expected to issue advice. Will events be cancelled? The government says there is no obligation to cancel or postpone events during the period of national mourning, or to close entertainment venues. It says those decisions are up to individual organizations. But a number of events due to happen in the 24 hours or so after the Queen's death was announced had already been called off before that statement was made, and others have followed. There will be no football matches in the Premier League, English Football League or in Scotland or Northern Ireland across the weekend, and including Friday and Monday. All games in the Women's Super League, Women's Championship, and Women's FA Cup have also been postponed this weekend. All racing on Friday and Saturday been postponed by the British Horse Racing Authority. In golf, there will be no play at the BMW PGA Championship on Friday. The second day of the Test cricket match between England and South Africa on Friday has been postponed, with no confirmation on whether the rest of the 5-day game will take place. The final 3 stages of the Tour of Britain cycling race, set to take place from Friday to Sunday, will not go ahead. Premiership Rugby Union matches scheduled for Friday have been postponed, but games will take place over the weekend, preceded by a minute's silence, and Sunday's Great North Run will also go ahead. Parkrun said it would not ask any of its organizers to cancel events, but accepted volunteers or landowners might decide runs should not take place. The BBC proms on Thursday and Friday have been cancelled, along with the last night of the proms on Saturday. Theatre performances across the UK are expected to continue, observing a minute's silence. The award ceremony of the Mercury Music Prize was cancelled on Thursday evening after the news was announced. The Trades Union Congress that was due to be held in Brighton next week has been postponed and will be rescheduled for a later date. Government guidance says if sporting fixture or events are planned for the day of the funeral, organizations may want to adjust the timings so they do not clash with the funeral service or processions. Some shops have remained closed on Friday, including Selfridges, French Connection and Liberty. Harrods has said it will be closed on the day of the funeral, and other businesses may do the same. Will rail and postal strikes go ahead? The Rail, Maritime and Transport RMT Union announced that planned strikes on 15 and 17 September will be cancelled as a mark of respect. The Transport Salaried Staffs Association also called off planned strikes in September. Postal strikes on Friday have also been cancelled by the Communication Workers Union CWU. Will there be any other memorial services before the funeral? There will be a remembrance service at St. Paul's Cathedral on Friday, attended by the Prime Minister and other senior ministers. Because the Queen died in Scotland, her coffin will lie at rest at St. Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh. The public may be allowed to file past after a few days. Queen Elizabeth II plans for her lying in state and funeral. The coffin will then be flown to London, where hundreds of thousands of people will be allowed to file past over a period of 4 days lying in state at Westminster Hall. The Union flag will be flown at half-mast on government buildings until the morning after the funeral. Flags will return to full mast for a 24-hour period beginning at 13:00 BST on Saturday to mark the proclamation of Charles as King, before returning to half-mast. On Friday, bells tolled at Westminster Abbey, St. Paul's Cathedral, Windsor Castle, and churches around the country in tribute to the Queen. Gun salutes of 96 rounds, to mark each year of her life, have been fired in Hyde Park, the Tower of London, Stonehenge, Edinburgh Castle and elsewhere. How else can I pay respects to the Queen? People can sign an online book of condolence on the royal family website, but there will be no physical books at royal residences. Any organization can open a book of condolence and there will be opportunities to sign one at locations around the country, such as town halls and some cathedrals. A memorial flower garden will be created in London's Green Park on Saturday and will be the main designated place for laying flowers near Buckingham Palace. Flowers can also be laid in specific sites close to other royal residences in Balmoral, Windsor and Sandringham, and at Hillsborough Castle in Belfast, the Palace of Holyrood House in Edinburgh, and at the entrance to Cardiff City Hall. There may be places within local communities where flowers or tributes can be left, such as a town hall or a church, and the government advises checking with the council or in local media. But the government and royal household have asked that no flowers, wreaths or tributes be sent directly to royal residencies, government offices or to the location of the Queen's funeral.